Hello friends, welcome back. So I decided to do, I had so much fun with my 80s series that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a 90s. 90s is gonna be a little tricky because there's some years that I don't have as many. So I'm gonna continue with the 14, but on years that I don't have 14, it's gonna be less, or it's not much more than that. And I don't wanna put everything I have in a list because maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it is. I don't know. We're going to find out. So, same thing, 1990, 1999. These are not necessarily my favorite albums that came out in those years, but they are the favorite that I have in my collection. So, without further ado, let's get started here. All right. Got my nice little stack here. Let's just do this. That'll be much lovelier, right? Okay, so this is their second album, and it is Edie Brickell and New Bohemians with Ghost of a Dog. Not very popular, this album, and it took me years to actually appreciate it. And I mean, Shooting Rubber Bands with the Stars is probably still my favorite Edie Brickell and New Bohemians record, but this one is so good. Of course, this starts off with Mama Help Me. We've got, what is that other? 10,000 Angels, which is actually just so beautiful. And Hey, Yeah, Whoa, Yahoo. And the title track, Ghost of a Dog, which is like a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. How can that dog be barking in the backyard? We ran over him years ago. Oh, so good. But yeah, on Guffin, there you have the back there. I feel like Edie Brickell is so underrated, and I think a lot of people don't like her because of what I am. And that's criminal. Okay, at number 13, this is their second album. This is Information Society with Hack. Of course, always got to point it out. Beautiful gold stamp promo there. The singles off of this were Think and How Long. There's a lot of quirky, like instrumental, of course, Kirk Harlan, very known for sampling and all kinds of stuff in the songs. There is a Knife and a Fork. Is that right? A knife and a fork, a bottle and a cork. That's the way we spell New York. I don't really think that's how you spell New York, but that's what they say. What is that other song? If Only is a really great song. Fire Tonight, the house is like burning down and stuff. So yes, Information Society with Hack. And this might have been like, no, Peace and Love Incorporated had some of the members. And then it just kind of, after that, just kind of turned into a Kirk Harlan project. Like, he just did everything on his own. At number 12, this is their fifth album. And I think this might be one of their least, like fan-wise, people really don't like this album. I love it, but that's me. I like the albums that nobody else does. But to be fair, this was the first album of theirs that I ever heard. So this is their fifth album. This would be Modern English with Pillow Lips. This is the one that they re-recorded, Melt With You. I do like the original better. Beautiful there. So, and that's actually the opening track on it. I love Life's Rich Tapestry. What is Coming Up for Air is another great one. Take Me, I love this entire record. You're Too Much. Beautiful People, Flowers in the Hair, or something like that. Let's All Dream. So great. Yeah. So, yeah, Robbie Gray, I just love his voice. They're still making music, just released an album this year, and it's quite good. So I think it's called 1, 2, 3, 4, if I'm remembering correctly. Or A, B, C, D, E. No, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But yes, at number 12 would be Modern English with Pillow Lips. Number 10, this is their number 11, this is their debut. This was just reissued last month. I, of course, have original, I have a gold stamp promo of this. This would be a Lightning Seeds with Cloud Cuckoo Land. Pure and Simple was a big single. All I Want, Joy. I love Joy so much. What else is on this? But yeah, Ian Brody just released a new album last year, kind of dormant there for a while. And is it Alison Moyet's? No. I can't remember who. He's producing somebody's new album that's coming out. Maybe it is Alison Moyet. I don't know. What else is on here? Fools is really good. Yeah, I love Joy. Yeah, so number 11, Lightning Seeds with Cloud Cuckoo Land. At number 10, this is probably my favorite album of theirs. That would be Pet Shop Boys with Behavior. What Was So Hard was the first single, I believe. Of course, it says Jealousy. We Were Never Being Boring. Yeah, I mean, Neil and Chris are just fantastic, and I didn't mention them really at all in the 80s, but I think it's because, like, I love the albums that came out in the 80s, but these, like, they really started to hit the spot for me, especially starting with Behavior. Like I said, this is my favorite Pet Shop Boys album right here. What else is on there? This Must Be the Place I've Waited Years to Leave, or Yas. This must be the place I waited years to leave. What else? My October Symphony. How Can You Expect to Be Taken Seriously? So good. It is so great. Let's see. Number 9. So this is their second album. And there was actually 2 different versions of this. I have the second rendition, I don't know, for lack of a better term. The first one had a couple different tracks, some different mixes. I eventually would like to get that version, but I do have this. This would be Soup Dragons with Love God. They only had 4 albums. Sean Dickinson, I believe they still tour though. So great voice. I think he might be the only one that's kind of left. But, so the big hit for them would be I'm Free to Do What I Want Any Old Time, which of course is a Rolling Stones cover. Obviously theirs is a little more funkier. It's been in soundtracks, it's been in commercials. What else? Like, let's see, Backwards Dog, Softly, I really love Softly. The title track, Love God, Na 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 Na, Sweet Meat. Sweet Meat. It is so good. Drive the Pain. Yeah, so good. Yes, at number 9 would be the Soup Dragons with Love God. This is their 3rd album. Probably my 2nd favorite of theirs. So at number 8, I think Concrete Blonde with Bloodletting. I really don't know what to say about this album. It's brilliant. Is it perfect? Well, there's that song. What's that song? The Beast? I don't care for that song. I would say that probably is, yeah, that's probably like my least favorite. Of course, you have Bloodletting, the vampire song. What a way to open an album. The Sky is a Poisonous Garden. That song just gets me in. That sky is a poisonous garden tonight. It's so good. Oh, gosh. Caroline, Days and Days, Darkening of the Light. Joey, their biggest hit. I would not say that, like, Joey, like, I hate the song. I think just because it was just so overplayed, and you know, I get a little burnt out, especially on bands that I love, and it's like, okay, it's a great song, but There's so many songs of theirs that are just better. And Lullaby, oh, Lullaby, Lullaby. Number 7, this is their second album. They had 8 albums. The last one came out in 1999, so they just kind of disappeared. These are twin sisters, Jackie and Pauline Cuff. Tim London was like the producer and that did all the music and all that stuff. They did Hippie Chick, which everybody knows. Well, you should know, which that sampled, I had mentioned it in a previous because I got the 12 for it. But they sampled How Soon Is Now, The Smiths. This is My Beautiful with the gold. This is not a gold stamp promo with the hype sticker. I had a DJ copy of it. I gave that away because I found this. But it had that stupid sticker and writing all over it. And I was just very happy when I found this. It starts off with Love Generation, then it goes into Hippie Chick. I think Out of My Mind might be my favorite off of this. What else is it? Oh, lordy lord, I can't read that. We're gonna have to look at the record here. Another Year, You Could Be the Girl on a Motive, and Nothing on My Mind Except My New Love. God's Little Joke. I have an accent apparently. And then it ends with Goddess, which, I'm sorry, if you are sampling Barbarella, then you're pretty damn cool. Because the line at the beginning of that song, you are a female gender, are you not? That is from Barbarella, and I believe it's Dr. Duran Duran. I think he's a doctor, right? Or a scientist or something. I haven't seen Barbarella in quite a while, but Duran Duran, I'm pretty sure, which, another band, their name came from that. He says that line, so you are a female gender, are you not? Got to be a goddess, so good. Another one that I just feel like they are so underrated. Hippie Chick obviously was the first song I heard by them, but oh my gosh, do I just love this album so very much. Let's see, at number 6, this is their third album in my top 5 favorite albums of theirs, but not my favorite. That's reserved for later, but this would be the Cowboy Junkies with the Caution Horses. They did finally, last year before they released, I guess you could call it a companion piece. It was the original recording for this album. It has a couple different tracks, but it's mostly the same track listing. It's called Sharon, and it was recorded in a church, the Sharon Church or something like that. And it's really cool to hear those recordings again. They're very similar to what's on the album. But this starts with Sun Comes Up, It's Tuesday Morning. It's got Where Are You Tonight, Powderfinger, which that's What's His Head song, right? Neil Young, right? Yeah, that's a Neil Young song. It's got their cover of that. What else? Rockin' a Bird, but this does have my favorite Cowboy Junkies song on it, because I feel like maybe it's my theme song. I don't know, because Cheap Is How I Feel. So, at number 6, yeah. They were just here. So, Cowboy Junkies were actually in Chicago the day I moved here. So obviously, I couldn't go see them because I was kind of busy unloading shit. So, yeah, so couldn't go see them. And I was like, I'm not, after driving that, unloading everything and the day before loading everything up and just all of that, it was like, I am not going to a concert. But I would have loved to have seen them. I hear they come here a lot. Hopefully they're not like packing it up and not touring anymore. But probably on the very top of my list of bands that I would like to see live in my lifetime, Cowboy Junkies, because I have loved this band, and Margot Timmons is just her voice is just perfection. So yes, number 6, Caution Horses, Cowboy Junkies. So this band, at number 5, this band only released 3 records. The last one coming out in 92, I believe, maybe 93. I'm pretty sure it's 92. But this is their 2nd album. This is my favorite of theirs. This would be The Darling Buds. Of course, they got their name from the Darling Buds of May. Andrea's voice is just spectacular. This is one of those that back in, like, you know, the Columbia House BMG days, I would just look at like band names and I would order CDs and hope that it worked out for me. And it definitely did with the Darling Buds, and especially this album. I love it so much. When I found this, gosh, I don't even, did I order this? I had to have ordered this, but I don't think I paid more than like $10 for it. But it opens up with Make No Difference. What was the single? Do You Have to Break My Heart was the single, and I believe maybe A Little Bit of Heaven. I love the song You Won't Make Me Die. What else? Honeysuckle, Tiny Machine, Crystal Clear. It's just, this is such a great album. And again, Andrea's voice is just so wonderful. So if you've not listened to the Darling Buds, Crawdaddy, the first, I think Pop Said was their first record. I believe that's what it's called. And it's actually a lot more poppier than this. And I really kind of feel like this is where they got their sound, and then with their last record. And I know they've done like a couple EPs in like the last 10, 15 years, but really, and some tours and things like that. Obviously nothing in the US, but yes. At number 5, the Darling Buds with Crawdaddy. Number 4, is this my favorite album of theirs? It's either it is or it's my second favorite. I go back and forth. So this is their 7th album. I think this is their most obtainable album. I think this is the one that most people say this is their favorite. That's why maybe I go back and forth. But yes, so their 7th album, this would be the Cocktail Twins with Heaven or Las Vegas. And this is another one of those that there is nothing wrong with this album. It is so beautiful. I mean, it opens with Cherry Colored Funk. You have Pitch the Baby, Ice Blink Luck, 50-50 Clown, the title track, Heaven or Las Vegas, I Wear Your Ring, and then the closer, Frou Frou Foxes and Midsummer Fires. Like, Elizabeth Fraser's voice it's so unique and so unlike, I think, anything. It's just so, oh my gosh, yeah. I get the vapors thinking about this album. So wonderful. Number 3, I played this so very much. I think this was another one that it was like, oh, I like the name of the band, and so I ordered it, knowing nothing about them, hadn't even heard the single. But yeah, at number 3 would be Anythingbox, Peace. So Claude, they had maybe 3 albums with the band. Everybody kept leaving. He does all this weird experimental stuff now. I wouldn't call them albums. They're interesting, but really like Hope. Well, there was a cassette thing in between this and Hope. That really kind of, Peace and Hope, kind of, that's it for me with Anythingbox. This, such a brilliant debut, and they could have gone so far, but he just kind of steered way far from what they were doing with those first 2 records. This is another one I don't think there's nothing that I do not like on this. So Living in Oblivion is the opening track. That I think if anybody knows anything by Anythingbox, it would be Living in Oblivion or Jubilation. I love Soul on Fire, the song Carmen, Our Dreams, My Lady in Waiting. And then it ends with All These Days Undone, which Danya, Dania. She had really groovy hair too. Well, they all did. They had the like Compton Twins, Flock of Seagull type hair dids. Anyways, so it closes with All These Days Undone, and it is the only song that Danya does the vocals on, and it's this very quiet, just simple melody, and it's just a perfect way to close the album. So this is a soundtrack, but I can't do a 90s video without talking about this movie or the soundtrack. A lot of the songs were original or re-recorded. They were like songs back in the day. This was his musical film. It is my favorite movie of all time. I don't care what you think of it. It is from my favorite director. The fact that I have this on vinyl, Shane got this for me a few years ago for my birthday, and because it was not released in the US. But yeah, number 2 for me is the Cry Baby soundtrack. Again, my favorite movie. John Waters is just a brilliant director. I love how mental he is and how just not right in the head and the things that he comes up with. This has such a brilliant cast. I mean, you've got Iggy Pop is in this, Polly Bergen, Ramona Ricketts, what the hell is her name? Susan Tyrrell, of course, Ricky Lake, Johnny Depp. So let's see, King Crybaby. Of course, it's out of order on the soundtrack here of how they are in the movie. Please, Mr. Jailer, My Baby. Oh, you're such a crybaby. Of course, if you're watching the movie, you think that it is Amy Locane and Johnny Depp singing. They are not. That would be James Intveld and Rachel Sweet. Rachel Sweet, 80s people would know her for her B-A-B-Y song, B-A-B-Y, yeah, B. And she did that, oh God, what was that guy's name that they did the Everlasting, was it Everlasting Love? Everlasting Love. Is that the song they did? It's not a really good version, but, and then it's got songs that were out in the era, you know, this is like, took place in the 60s, so with your squares and the drapes. My brother wouldn't touch your titty with 10-foot pole. He likes his women bad, Lenora, not cheap. And the first thing a crybaby girl learns, our bazooms are our weapons. Some of the best lines in any movie ever. My sister-in-law Tiffany and my niece Marcia, we watch this movie 5 billion times. We can quote every word. I have like 3, I have the DVD version with the director's cut, then I have the Blu-ray with the director's cut, I have the Blu-ray that's a theatrical version, like, I have a little, like, thing of the film, like, this is, yeah, so good. I'll shut up about Crybaby. So, I mean, it came out in the 90s, the songs, you know, and some of them were recorded for the film, some of them are old, but yeah, Crybaby. And my favorite album of 1990, and I listened to this so much. It's my second favorite album of his. Oh my gosh, just so good. Oh, number 1 of 1990 for me, George Michael's Listen Without Prejudice, Volume 1. Unfortunately, Volume 2 never happened. It got shelved. Actually, this does not say Volume 1 anywhere on it, but I'm pretty sure my CD did. So the first single off of this, Praying for Time. And then Freedom, that video where he was not in the video. He had all the supermodels and all the stuff from Faith is getting destroyed. The jukebox gets blown up, the leather jacket gets set on fire, the guitar gets crashed, and you have freaking Cyndi Lauper and Naomi Campbell and all the Evangeline Vista or whatever her name, all these sexy models of the time. Just such, that video is sexy, it's brilliant, just how there's not one image of George other than his belongings that are getting destroyed. What a way. Oh my goodness. They Won't Go When I Go. That is a Stevie Wonder song. So brilliant. You Have Something to Save, Waiting for That Day. Heal the Pain, Soul Free. Like, this is perfection. So there you have it. That is my 14 favorite albums that I own in my collection from 1990. So stay tuned for 1991. And I don't know if I'm going to go past the 90s. I might do the 2000s. I'm not sure, but we'll just kind of see how we go from there. This might be too much, but I'm having fun right now, and good chance for me to show off what I have from the 90s in my collection. So as always, leave me comments. What are your favorite albums that you own from 1990? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thanking you.